Hi everyone, how you doing? So I've been sort of working on this POC, and I wanted to present this for quite a long time, but we were busy with GA, and so I hadn't really had a chance. But basically, you know, I had this idea of the whole evolution of where we're going with agents, and I really wanted to think about what's next for us. And so this is one of the ideas I came up with. So as you know, we're going through an evolution, right? We started off with code completions, and then eventually we moved to chat, and then we moved to this agentic mode, and this is kind of where we are with agentic chat and Duo workflow, where you are able to give instructions, and the agent's able to sort of actually do things on your machine, right? And what we realized is that as we've been playing with these agents for the last year or two, we realized that we're moving to a place where we can run many of these agents all together, right? What people really want now, devs really want, is to be able to parallelize many tasks. And that's where really, that's where these tools sort of fail. So for example, right now, every user needs to take micro actions. You need to approve a diff, or you need to go ahead and run this command or whatever else. And these micro actions are, in a future where you're able to run many agents, these micro actions just come in the way, right? You do want to review the diff at the end, but that's about it. You don't want to review every step that the agent takes to actually get to that end state, right? And so we're really getting to that state where we can trust our agents and only intervene when it matters. And the other thing I've been really thinking about is chat really the right interface, right? The chat interface is built really to micromanage our agents. It was built so that every step we could see what's going on and take action if needed on each of the steps, right? But in my opinion, chat isn't the right interface when it comes to managing many agents to do the tasks that we typically have to do in a day. And furthermore, I feel that IDE is just getting cluttered. My favorite IDE is where I can just see the code, I write the code, and it's got some basic things like language server functionality where it can do auto completions and things like that. But that's it. I don't need chat boxes everywhere. I don't need all these autocomplete overlays. It just comes in the way, and I don't want all these AI interfaces competing for attention when the code is enough for me to worry about. And so that's where I've been working on this new product idea called Duo Inbox. And what it really is an agent orchestrator. It's one interface to manage many agents, and there's zero micromanagement involved. Okay, so let me show you this in action. So as soon as I open the application, it starts syncing my to-do list. And if you see, this application quite resembles an email application, and that's purposeful, right? Email is a way that people have been universally using to communicate with your whole company, right? And so I thought modeling this and all the agents as a company or as an email application could be a really useful way for people to interact with multiple agents all at once. So as you see, what it's done first is it's just synced all my GitLab to-dos, right? And because I've really created this as a separate application, it's out of the IDE, it's a desktop application, you can see that I also have like native desktop notifications saying all your to-dos have been synced or whatever else, right? And so I could do a lot with this application just because it's a desktop application. So I can have a look at my to-dos. I can see, this is a review requested for a dependency change. I can actually go ahead and open the to-do, and you can see that it's got this. It goes ahead and opens the MR for me, right? In this case, let's look at a to-do and actually try to action it. So I've got this to-do, which is a community contributor actually asking me to review a merge request. So I can go ahead and actually start by forwarding it to an agent. Now, which agent to forward it to? So you can see that the number of runtimes that are running. So for example, Claude, Codex, and Duo. I can actually go and see the version that's running for each of these runtimes, and I can go ahead and upgrade them. But I also have a list of agents that actually run. So for example, I have a list of like default agents that are created, like Claude, Codex, and Duo, but I can actually go create a new agent if I wanted to. So for example, I could create a security agent, expert security researcher, for example. And so, we can have a whole set of custom agents that form your company, which are managed by this application. And we could sync those with we could sync those with the catalog or whatever else in order to show those. So let's actually action this to do. So we've got this particular to do, and I want to review this MR. I want to get the agent to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and select an agent. In this case, I'm just going to select Codex. And I need to add a repository to begin with. So this manages all your repositories as well. So I know this is from the CLI repository, and it's just given me an option to just add that repository. So it's going to go ahead and clone the repository. And so I'm going to just say, can you please review this MR, right, for me? And so I'm going to go ahead and just create that task, and the agent's going to start then reviewing that MR. Which is great. So you can see that I've got three things here. So I've got the inbox, that's the list of tasks I have. The outbox, which is basically any task in queue. And the sent items is what the agent is currently working. And as you see, the agent is working on this particular task. So while the agent's doing this, because I can spawn many agents, I can actually go and look at other tasks as well. So for example, I can see this particular task, which is about some sort of dependency update. I'm going to ask the agent, this case again, Codex, I'm going to add the repository, which is the AI gateway, and say, can you summarize this change for me, right? And as you see, you'll see notifications pop up as tasks complete, as agents complete those tasks. And now you can see the two tasks running in two different repositories. And that's really the power of this. I can start running as many tasks and as many agents across repositories. And a good way to even visualize this is actually the to-do view. And so if you see the Kanban view here, you can see all the tasks that are in progress by agents, what have been completed, etc. And so if I prefer to work in this sort of mode, in a Kanban mode on my day, and I decide what tasks I want to work on, and the agents start working on the tasks, you can see as they sort of are in various states and complete. The first one's completed. This review, I asked it to summarize what was in the MR. So if you see, it's come up with a nice little summary. And it said, oh, I can also summarize the upstream change log. But instead, I can actually respond to it just like I would in email and say, can you please check the pipeline status, right? Sorry, I can't type. And so I hit send new task, and that again creates a new task. And as you see, again, there are two tasks running. And the second task is actually checking for review for the pipeline status. So as those two tasks are happening, let me show you a few more features here. So I could manage my repository, so all the repositories that are there. And I'm going to, in fact, add a new repository just to showcase some more features. So I've got this repository here, which I'm going to go ahead and add. So I've got this little desktop simulator, which I'm going to showcase here. And so I'm going to add that repository as well to showcase some new tasks. So as you see, the task completed. So let's see the other tasks that got completed from my to-dos. So it was this one here. So there were no pipelines available for that, which is fine. So if there were pipelines available, it would show that to me. Waiting for the MR review task to complete. So that's here. Oops. Oh, it's this one here. And if you see, it's gone ahead and reviewed that MR for me, and you can see, it's come up with open questions, etc., change summary. And if I wanted now, I can ask the agent to go ahead and update the to-do with that. So I can actually open up the to-do here, and you can see that it's got the to-do open, and I can ask the agent if I wanted to go ahead and just update the MR. Right, so as you see, I'm really working with the agent like I would my email box and as I would talk to my colleagues. Now let's do a bit more, right? So we've got a new project here. I want to set that up. I'm going to go ahead and ask let's ask the Claude agent this time to work on this desktop simulator app. I'm going to ask it to, so right now this app doesn't have a README. So if I go here, you see there's no README here. So I'm going to ask it to create a README. Could you please create a detailed README for this application? And this is just like, like I'm writing a new email, I'm composing a new task, and I'm asking it what to do. I can go ahead and say create task, and now again that task would be queued. It's in the outbox. There's only one agent available, and it starts working on that. And so while it's doing that, let me show you what that app actually looks like, and I'll show you a missing feature that I wanted to add. So this app is running here. You see it's really a desktop simulator with things like a Finder. It looks like the Mac OS dock, and then I can like click on files and stuff like that. But it doesn't, what I'm missing here is a calculator app. It has like a Chrome browser, it has like a Notes app. But what it was missing is like a calculator app, which is like essential. And so I'm going to go ahead and just create a new task. I'm going to compose a task and ask the Cloud agent again, in this case, and say calculator app, would you please create a in this app. All right, basic prompts here. So it's going to go ahead and run, and if you see the task is started, as you see both the tasks are running. While they're running, let me show you a few more things. So there are settings which let me decide whether I want native notifications or in-app notifications, stuff like that. I can decide which runtimes and upgrade the runtimes to the latest version if I wanted to. But interestingly, I have these settings to decide how the runtimes are run as well. And so, people can decide what exact commands are run when those runtimes are executed. But what I'm really interested in doing is connecting my IDE up to this application as well. So I'm going to go ahead and type in the IDE command, so I could run IntelliJ or VS Code or any other IDE here, and just configure this application to use it. All right. So we can see one of the tasks is completed, which is create README. So I can click on that, and you see it's given me a nice little description of what it's done, and it's created a README file for me. Now, by the way, this whole conversation was quite long with Claude, right? It did a lot of things. It read a lot of files. There are like hundreds of messages. And this is what I was talking about when I said micromanaging. You don't have to micromanage each message as it sort of scrolls up on the screen. What you can do is just look at the last message. So I can actually, so what Code Inbox really does is it reduces the clutter that you see from these agents as well. So you just see the most sort of relevant summary that the agent's given you after it's done with all its tasks. And that's really important, because then, I can then action the last thing that I'm supposed to do. And so it's created a README for me. So if I say open worktree, let me just make sure I set up VS Code as my default runtime. So I say code, save the settings, come back. And then if I say open worktree, should open up VS Code. And you see this instance of VS Code has the new README, right? So I can see the README. I could actually see the diff if I wanted to for this, because it's just another worktree. So I could actually just ask it to run a git diff for me and show me the difference. So if you see this one has a README, this looks good to me. The README is quite detailed. So I can just go ahead and say, can you push and create a merge request for me? So it goes ahead and pushes it, and I can say open merge request. And then you see it's created that one change for me with the changes, right? So it's got this README already created for me. And then the calculator app, so it did that as well. I can go ahead and say open worktree, and you can see the worktree with the calculator app. This is different than the worktree, so I can run many parallel tasks, and the agents are not sort of running into each other. So then, as the agent is creating the README, it's not also reading the files that are created by the calculator app, because that was really not a part of that branch, right? So, so there's full separation as these agents are running, and they get their own view of the repository as they're sort of executing. And so let's see this. I can actually run this app to make sure that it works. So if I go and say npm run, npm install, if I do that, it should go ahead and run the application for me. And as you see, it's gone ahead and added this calculator application, which was different on this part, which did not have the calculator application, right? Again, I have different branches on my system. So this is the main branch, which didn't have the calculator app, and then this is the other branch, which has the calculator app, right? And then I can iterate on this. So I could respond to the agent and say, where did my application go? So if I go here and I can say, I can reply and say, can you make the calculate Python type or something like that, right? And that would then again create a new task. And again, I could go to my to-do view to see where all my tasks lie. So I could see that, hey, this is the task in progress. These are the tasks I've completed today, or the agents have completed for me today. And these are the pending tasks. I get that full view as well. I can also filter by repository if I wanted to. So if I want to see the work I've done only in the AI Gateway repository, you can see that. And really the point of this is realistic software development where I'm working on multiple repositories and working on multiple tasks on those repositories all at the same time. So hope you enjoyed this. So I created a separate sort of desktop Electron application for this purpose. But really where I see this is, this could be in a mobile app where we could have like a Duo Inbox mobile app, which, users can then execute tasks on their mobile phones, and then those will go and execute in our as CI jobs, for example. Or this could be a Duo Inbox in the GitLab UI, where you can imagine that you can execute tasks, and again, it'll be executing those tasks in CI, where I don't have sort of a desktop in place, right? And so really that's the vision here with this application, the ability to execute many agents all together and really see, not micromanage the agents, but see the latest tasks and how they're completing and what's happening, and really having this sort of more higher level view of what my agents are doing rather than being in the details of every diff that's being created or every command that's being run, etc. I hope you enjoyed this. I would love some feedback. Thank you.